Well, thanks for playing it, sir. We're going to do things a little differently in the video review for this summer season. I expect us to play at least 2 months. I do have some plans in September that may cause us to go on hold again until winter. But we'll see how it goes, and I'll keep you abreast of what is happening in my world with regard to those plans later on. So what I want to do a little differently this time is I want to concentrate on a lesson, one lesson for the video as opposed to several. So instead of 3 hands, we're probably just going to be reviewing 1 hand unless there are other hands during the tournament that sort of fit in. Also, I'm going to concentrate on some basic ideas during the summer. My game has slipped as I haven't played much over because I've been traveling. I'm trying to refresh myself with basics, being a solid card player, and I think it's something everyone should aspire to. If you want to play bridge well, if you want to have partners that like you, learn how to play cards well, make your contracts, get those extra tricks, play good defense. Those are the kinds of things that will make you a good partner. So let's get started. I'm going to focus on board 3. Board 3 had an interesting situation, and we'll get into that now. All right, so board 3, we had these results here. All right, let me see if I can get it down here. Yeah. We had 2 tables and 3 no trump, and 3 tables in 2 spades, and 1 table in 4 spades. 3 no trump plus 1 won the day. 3 no trump making came in second place. We had good scores with 170s here with 2 making 2, and then someone who did reach a game in 4 spades went down. Now 4 spades, if you notice, would have been a second place, right? It would have been 3 no trump plus 1. The 4 spades just making would be 420, and the 3 no trump is 400. So in a match point situation, which we play here at Next Steps, we can see that this 10-point difference between 3 no trump making 1 and 4 spades making, had it made, is a win, right? We get a better score because of that 10 points. So you're ranked as opposed to in match points. You're ranked, right, by your point score, and it's not the difference between the point scores like it is in imps that matters. I'll revisit that over the lesson today. So here we are. 1 club in the west. What North chooses to do here is going to make a big difference. Probably the correct bid, I believe, is 1 no trump. We have a 17-point hand, generally speaking, and we have stopper and clubs. You want to make a 1 no trump bid with something like 15 to 18 points, generally accepted. If you think this hand is worth a lot more than that, I just think I disagree. I would not upgrade here. We have ace king nice in a 3-card suit, but we have a little gap here, and these queens are soft. So I don't think this is an extraordinary hand by any means. I think 1 no trump is the right bid, right? And that will cause South to transfer you to spades, and that's where it will get dropped. Okay, now I guess we'll have to put it up again to make it work. The other thing that I saw happen was we had some tables that doubled. Now the problem with the double here is, well, I guess it's not a big problem. You'll get a 2 spade bid with a jump. Now this should be enough to get you to game, right? But with your 2 spades, I'm not sure that's where you want to be. A correct response here would be 2 no trump, but the problem is that you're showing too big of a hand. You're doubling, and then you're bidding 2 no trump, and this is how you would bid an 18 or 19 point hand. right? I mean, 18, 19 point hand. Maybe even a 20 point hand, but you get a club and then double, right? You can't bid two no trump at that point and show that bigger hand because it is used as a gadget, right? Unusual two no trump. So you double, you bid two spades, you bid two no trump, and your partner will go to three no trump. Now this is, as we discussed, is the winning contract, right? But we got there and not the way we're supposed to, right? So because we've inaccurately bid our hand, let's turn around and look at what would happen if we were sitting in South's hand, because I think that South has some responsibilities here to push this. So we'll sit in South's hand this time. And 4, 8 points, right? A 5-card suit, we pass. Our partner bids one no trump, okay, which is the correct bid, not a double. Over the one no trump, we have to decide how much our hand is worth. We've got a 5-card suit, which is pretty nice, right? If you give this hand a queen or an ace, it's a hand that's going to take 4 tricks. Your king, it seems to be in the wrong place, but not maybe. I mean, one club here, you know, we open one club with 3 smalls sometimes if we have the points. So, you know, I'm not writing off this king. In fact, give your partner the ace or the queen. It's a one trump, no trump, right? We can give him those kind of points. Then we might have something. So, is this hand invitational, or is it simply a minimum hand? Now, the robot you saw transferred to spades, and right, which is the correct move, and then just dropped them in 2 spades. And 3 out of our 6 tables ended up in 2 spades. So this is entirely reasonable. If this hand thinks it's a little stronger than that, though, it can then invite, right, promising 5 spades. And this is a reasonable way to get to 3 no trump on this hand. All right. So what happens is we end up with people in no trump, and we end up with people in 2 spades. There's a good way to get 3 no trump, and there's a bad way to get 3 no trump. But the 2 spades is probably would be standard, and I think at most games that would be the contract you would see most of the field in. And understanding what contract the field will be in is very important to you when you're playing match points, okay? Because it'll determine what your target number of tricks are. Okay? Here in 3 no trump, it's looking really good, but I'm thinking to myself, well, let's pass and let's get a lead. Okay, so we get a lead. We've gotten to 3 no trump in a reasonable fashion, and we now need to evaluate, well, how many tricks we should be trying to take, right, in this match points game. What do we think we can make? And generally speaking, match points, you want to make as many tricks as you can. So let's take a look. And this is where the next part of the lesson I wanted to talk about is. We're going to have people in spades, a suit contract, and we have people in 3 no trump. And what I want to discuss is how do you plan a no trump contract, how to play a no trump contract, and how do you plan to play a suit contract. And we're also going to keep in mind this idea of how many tricks we need to take. I'm in 3 no trump, and I'm thinking maybe there was a possibility people were in spades. Well, if people got to game in spades, are they making, right? They have, in playing a suit contract, you would count your losers and try to make some assessment of how to get rid of those losers. We can see they have a spade loser and 2 heart losers and a diamond loser, right? So it looks like they've got 4 losers, and they need to get rid of 1 to be able to make their game. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to get any more. That means if somebody was in 4 spades making, they would make 420, right? That means this is me in 3 no trump knows that I need to make 1 more trick to do better than them, right? They're going to have 420. If I only make 9 tricks, that's 400. So really, really concerned about that extra trick, right? Because that could give me a top board at 4:30. So now, when we plan a no trump contract, the first thing we must do is count all our top tricks. And I'm sure you've heard that before. It's fairly easy to count top tricks, right? We have 4 clubs, right? King, Jack, Ace, Queen, and the Ace, King. So we have 6. The next step is to evaluate each suit for tricks that are almost certainly going to come to you, right? And by that I mean, look at this spade suit. Once we have King, Queen, Jack, 10, missing the 9, then we have the 8, 7. This is a suit that we believe will take 4 tricks, right? So if it takes 4 tricks there, 4 tricks in our clubs, that's 8, 9, 10 with the Ace, King of Diamonds. So we can get to 10 tricks, all right? Next thing to do is to evaluate, is there any danger, right? And of course we can see the danger. We got this heart lead, and we can see what it is. What if the Ace or King is lying over here? Is there a way that they can finesse my Queen, or will my Queen stand up as a stopper? That's the danger of this hand in no trump. And there's not much we can do about it. They've let them. We're going to know the answer pretty soon. So let's see what's going on. There's the 8 King, and now we got this Ace Jack situation. He switches suits. Right? So now we're in, and we need to work on the suit where we're thinking of pick up tricks. Don't do anything else first, right? These clubs aren't going anywhere. This King of Diamonds isn't going anywhere, right? For right now, there are stoppers in their suits, and there also are transportation in those suits. And I saw somebody not make as many tricks as they should make in no trump, because, right, somebody got to only make 400. It's because they cut off a trick by not leaving a way to connect the 2 hands together, which is likely going to be the club suit. Right? We've got this long spade suit. We want to set it up. Well, we better have an entry back over there to get to them when we're done setting them up. Otherwise, if we play off the high clubs right now, what will happen is that whoever's holding the ace, if possible, will just hold it to the second time you lead spades, right? And then they win at that time. And now you can never get back to the spade suit and that extra trick you're holding for. All right, so what we'll do is we'll just start leading. While we've got lots of transportation, right? And they can hold up all they want, right? We don't really care because we can get over there with those tricks. So now we know we saw the 9 go. Right? I think we saw the 9 go. Yeah, there's the 9, right? And the ace. So we know that our spade tricks are now good. We have 3 spade tricks. 4 club tricks is 7, the Ace of Diamonds was 9, and the King of Diamonds is 10. So we're home free. We get a break here when the Ace King shows up in West. Remember, we were worried about having the ace over here. Now the robot is just cashing out, make sure it gets its heart, and we're back in. What can we get rid of? Well, the diamond's a loser. Let's get rid of that. And we'll use that as our way to get back to the clubs. So we'll go over here, win the club, and you see how the 2 hands remain connected with ways to get over. I had the King Jack over here to get there. I have the 9 of Diamonds and the 7 of Clubs to get back here. And by doing this, I'm ensured that I will get all the tricks that I'm entitled to. And there's the extra spade trick. Gets rid of that, and of course these 3 are good. And we claim, and we make +1. So that's how you plan and execute a no trump contract. Count your top tricks, find the tricks that you are absolutely going to get, and if that gets you to contract, you're really happy, right? You can also take an extra step and find some possible tricks, right? And we had a possible trick in hearts, which we ended up getting by lay of the hand, right? Nothing that we did. Ace King just happened to be over here. Put the Ace King Jack over here, we might have been in trouble. So there was a possible trick there, right? So there was a possible trick, but we didn't need it here. We could only get to 10. They take their Ace King. and their ace of spades, they get 3 tricks, and there's nothing we can do about that. So that's making 430. Now what I want to do is I want to go back to the more common contract that resulted, which was 2 spades. Okay, as you recall, the way we got to 2 spades was South bid 1 no trump. The robot, South bids 2 hearts, and we obey the transfer, bid 2 spades, and our partner leaves us there. Now, as I showed before, I'm not sure that South's hand is really just minimum. I think it has some values, and I might have, if I were playing South, I might have bid 2 no trump there, in which case we get to 3 no trump, which is, as we've seen, the best contract. But most of the field ends up here, and this is important. So if you know that most of the field is in 2 spades, then you should recognize that your best opportunity of getting a good score is to get one more trick than everybody else. And that's how you play match play. So how do you play a suit contract? Well, start by counting our losers. This is really important. You have to know the losers. Now you also, I like to count winners as well, but because it sort of leads to different conclusions. We'll talk about that later in these sessions. Right? So if I count my losers, I can see that I'm losing the ace of spade. Right? That's a fast loser. Nothing I can do about it. I'm losing 2 hearts, and as soon as they lead hearts, they're gone. Right? Those, again, fast losers. And then we have 1 diamond losing for 4. Right? So I know I'm going to make my contract. I have some high hopes that I can make 3. Absent any weird turn of events. But what I would like to do is make 4. I would like to get 2 over tricks. Right? And to do that, what I need to do is get rid of a loser in the long trump hand. Right? We have 1, 2, 3 fast losers and 4 a slow loser. Almost always, you're getting rid of your slow loser. That's the one that's protected. And I'm not going to do anything to unprotect it unless I really desperately need to use the ace or king as an entry to my hand. Right? So it's just going to sit there, and what I'm going to try to do is find a way to get rid of a diamond loser. Now, you will become a very efficient and good bridge player if you just learn this phrase: dump, trump, or finesse. This is from Peter Hollins, a great online bridge teacher. Dump, trump, or finesse. Right? Dumping means that you're going to take a loser from the long hand and play it on a winner in the short trump hand. Right? And we can see that because we have 4 clubs and 3 clubs, it means that one of these high clubs should be available to dump the diamond on a winning club. Okay, so then we won't have a slow loser, we'll only have the 3 losers. And that would mean that I could take 2 plus 2, 2 spades plus 2. The other way that you get rid of your losers is by roughing them. Okay, by roughing losers in the long trump hand with trump in the short hand. That means that those will be situations where you have fewer cards in the dummy in that suit. Right? So if I had a singleton heart, then I would know that after I lost one of the hearts, I could rough the heart loser. Not the situation here, of course. So there's no roughing here, no trump. So of dump trump, it's clearly a dump. The other way that we get rid of losers, or more accurately, the way we generate an extra winner, is by way of a finesse. And we have no finesses here. But if I had, say, the ace-queen of hearts up here, and I needed another winner, I could lead at the ace-queen, play the queen, and if it held, I would have generated an extra winner. If you count your winning tricks here, your top tricks, we've just got the same 6 top tricks, which means that we know that to get to 10, we would need 4 spades. But, and that's all fine and good, but sometimes it's better to look at your losers. I think it's always better to look at your losers. Some people will disagree, but if you have 10 winners, yeah, so you think everything's good, except that if you just play your top tricks off this one, you're losing a diamond. So, anyways, here we go. So what I want to do is I want to pitch one of my slow loser in diamonds on the top trick in clubs. Now, I'm not going to be able to do that until trump are gone. Right? I'm not going to be able to do that until trump are gone. because I want to be able to get over to these winners, I'm gonna win in this hand with those cards. And since I have King, Queen, Jack, 10, I can lead at the Queen without worrying about anything. Lead back. There's the 9, Ace goes, so these are all good, right? And I may need to, right, we only had 7 of them, so they had 6, right? So if they're breaking 3-3, I only needed to lead spades 3 times, pull them. If they're breaking 4-2, I'm going to lead them 4 times to pull them. Either way, I'm good. But I'm keeping track of how many times I lead the spades as a way of counting. I'm not counting to 13. I'm counting the number of times I have to lead. 3, if they're 3-3 split, lead them 3 times, they should be gone. If they're 4-2, I'm going to have to lead them 4 times to get rid of them. The fast losers go here, right? Fast losers in spade, the loser in 2 losers in hearts. We get a club lead. I'm going to again win it over here, right? Saving that ace queen is what I need for the diamond, and I pull the rest of the trump. Right? I led them 3 times. They're all gone. We know that they broke 3-3. Right? And the whole plan is based on me being able to play that queen of clubs, pitch the diamond, right? And now we know the ace and king are good. And by getting rid of a loser, I limited myself to 3, right? I have managed to score 10 tricks on this hand. And that should be your goal. All right, so that's it. The general idea on how to score as many as you can, right? And we see that the people into spades here got +2. This person went down. Nothing, and it should make +2. 3 no trump, didn't manage to pull that extra trick. 3 no trump +1, got to 430. It's interesting that in both cases, these 3 no trumps were not bid correctly to get to 3 no trump. I don't recall what the +1 was, but the 3 no trump here was that double and a rebid of no trump, which is not correct. Shows too strong of a hand, but in match points, sometimes you make mistakes and you do really well. And here they got 2 top boards. And they're in the right contract, but I don't think they got there quite the right way. Our 2 spade players did really well. They got rid of their losers. Our person in game who had a chance here to get right to slide in between and get the second highest score did not pull it off. So as we go on, I'm going to, like I said, I want to try to keep it to some basic technique play. And that, I guess that just sort of sets up, hopefully, in the coming weeks, is we're going to be looking at